you everyone for waiting. If I can ask you all to please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes approval, may I have, minutes approval, may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Next, to personnel actions, may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? We have non-certificated personnel appointments, may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? We'll move on to our resolutions. Number 1, resolve that the Board of Education approve the IEP recommendations as per the attached. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Number 2, resolve that the Board of Education approve the stipulation of settlement for student number 228120014 and authorizes the Board President to sign said agreement. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Number 3, resolve that the Board of Education approve the exceeding of the cost criteria for an independent educational evaluation, neuropsychological evaluation for the student identified in confidential Schedule A. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Number 4, resolve that the Board of Education hereby appoints Dr. Paul Lerner as School Medical Inspector pursuant to Section 913 of the New York State Education Law in order to evaluate the fitness of the employee named in the attached confidential Schedule A to perform his or her duties. And be it further resolved that pursuant to Section 913 of the New York State Education Law, the Board of Education directs the employee named in the attached confidential Schedule A to appear for examination in the offices of Dr. Paul Lerner at a date and time to be scheduled. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 5, resolve that the Board of Education approve the consultant contracts listed below and authorizes the Board President to sign said contracts. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 6, resolve that the Board of Education approve the students listed for home instruction. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 7, resolve that the Board of Education approve a contract with Yale University to provide training in its rural program and authorizes the Board President to sign said contracts as per the attached. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 8, resolve that the Board of Education approve the contracts with Coachman Luxury Transport for the Junior Banquet and Day Trip Magnet Day as per the attached. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 9, resolve that the Board of Education award Phase 2 building upgrades project at the Hawthorne Center for General Construction to J&H Construction Group, Inc., as documented in the attached memorandum. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 10, resolve that the Board of Education award Phase 2 building upgrades project at the Hawthorne Center for Electric to J.P. Daly & Sons, Inc., as documented in the attached memorandum. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 11, resolve that the Board of Education award Phase 2 building upgrades project at the Hawthorne Center for HVAC to RMS Industries of New York, Inc., DBA Reliance Mechanical, as documented in the attached memorandum. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 12, resolve that the Board of Education award Phase 2 building upgrades project at the Hawthorne Center for Plumbing to WHM Plumbing and Heating Contractors, Inc., as documented in the attached memorandum. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Number 13, resolve that the Board of Education approve the agreement with the Brentwood School District for use of their swimming pool for the period of November 17, 2025 through March 1st, 2026, and authorizes the Board President to sign the agreement. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Correspondence was received from the following community members, and we're up to advocacy liaison updates. Mrs. Agudo?
Yeah, I
just have two very quick updates. One is we received our list of proposed resolutions from various school boards throughout the state that we'll be bringing up for review at one of our next meetings prior to our October 16th business meeting, where we'll vote as a board. And the other was, I'm happy to report, I was able to get on one of these advocacy meetings, this time with Senator Schumer, where NISBA and the New York State School Boards Association led the charge in their statewide initiatives and you know, points of priority, mostly being, you know, opposition to Title I cuts and you know, our underfunded IZEA. Not necessarily points that Massapequa advocates for, but I was happy to be a part of it. And I did make sure to, you know, get our voice in a little bit when I discussed, you know, our, you know, always our need for more local control and that we know our communities best. So I think I got my point across. And Senator Schumer was lovely, and I think it was.
So he was actually in?
He was actually on. Yeah, he was 10 minutes late, but he was actually on. And he did go around the room, asking for introductions, where everyone was from, and specific things that we're dealing with. And that was my point I got across for Massapequa, that while we weren't always, you know, in line with NISBA's priorities, that we have our own in Massapequa, and that the bottom line in Massapequa is that we'll always advocate for more local control, because we're out in our communities and seem to know them best.
Well, it's nice that you appeared.
It was.
Not everybody does.
Yep.
Okay, and do you have something else?
I don't.
Okay, that's it. Do you have any updates since the last board meeting?
We attended the PTA meeting, the council PTA meeting. We were all invited, and we kicked off the year with a commitment to partnership with the PTA.
And that was it, right? Kristen, we're just getting ready for the school year, so starting. Anything else? All right.
I will throw in, I was able to attend my first athlete night. It was for Berner. I was there as a parent, but it was also nice to attend as a board member as well, and, you know, just see how it's run. It's something I've never been able to attend before. And I got to see our interim athletic director in action, and he's just wonderful. He spoke a lot about, you know, spectator behavior and expectations as a Massapequa spectator, a family member, as an athlete. He spoke to the kids themselves, so I think he made a lot of sense, and I think he, as well as the rest of the athletic team there, did a great job. Okay.
Great, thank you. You have anything else? No. Well, you all looked out tonight. There's not much, there's no informational items, and we're going straight in. So I'm going to read my statement about public comment, as I have done every meeting since for the last 6 years. And it starts that the Board of Education allows time at the conclusion of its regular meetings for comments from residents in attendance. Please note that any person wishing to speak time shall comply with all provisions of board policy. Although a total of 30 minutes is allowed for comments, the board president has discretion to adjust the total time. We remind you to keep your comments to 3 minutes and to conduct yourself in a respectful manner. Please address school matters only and refrain from addressing topics related to personnel matters or individual students. Such concerns should be discussed privately with the superintendent or administrator at an appropriate time. The board is here to listen and cannot provide immediate feedback or engage in open dialogue. Any necessary follow-up will be noted and provided at a later date. I'll add that if you would like to speak, that we ask you to state your name and address for the record. And that's it. Anybody have a question or a comment? Yeah, she has. Yeah. Would anybody?
Are we?
Raise your hand, I'll call on you. If you have a statement, please go right ahead.
Yeah,
It's 3
I timed it
minutes.
for 3 minutes to be respectful of all of your time.
Okay.
So I am Dr. Jenny Isaacs. I'm a child clinical psychologist, teacher, and an academic researcher for over 20 years who extensively teaches on and studies children and adolescents' social and emotional well-being. I'm also a parent of a child attending school in Massapequa. I'm here to speak for the many students, parents, and community members who who have been devastated by the board's recent orders to use security guards to prevent children from using locker rooms that align with their gender identity. Many could not be here, and many are scared of physical and verbal violence that might result from speaking publicly. I too am scared, but it is just too painful to stay quiet. I have two major points I want to express. First, New York state law explicitly prohibits public schools from preventing a child from using bathrooms and communal changing spaces that align with their gender identity. This is true even if other students initially find this uncomfortable. When the board made this decision, they broke the law. The superintendent and other school administrators broke the law. Any security guard that enforced it broke the law. They all committed crimes. The law is explicit, and they are bound by it. They can change New York state law, but they must obey it unless it is changed. And to be clear, separate but equal is not the answer. It wasn't for black kids when they couldn't attend schools with white kids, and we made that illegal too. Second, we know that queer children are statistically much more likely to suffer from anxiety, depression, self-injury, suicidal ideation, suicide attempts, and successfully taking of their own lives. They are not crazy or inherently ill or damaged. We know that they have these experiences because of the hatred they experience from others, because they exist. And I promise you, they exist in all of our families and schools, whether they feel comfortable coming out or not. They suffer because we make them suffer. We tell them we don't love them. They have no place in our homes, schools, and communities. We send adult security guards in the guise of protecting other children from completely imaginary threats that they pose. I believe all of us are here because we love our kids and we want to do the best to care for all of them. I think when all of us heard about the student who took their own life in our high school, we felt our hearts break. Yet we continue to do things that place vulnerable kids at risk. We are doing what we know helps and protects no one, but makes kids wish they were dead. I can't live with this blood in my hands, and I really don't think most of you can either. Having a trans kid quietly change in the corner of a locker room poses no danger, but telling them and the whole community that they don't have rights and that we can ignore the law when it makes us uncomfortable can place so many kids in grave danger. The data is clear. The piling up of bodies of dead queer kids who were told they were wrong is clear. And I want to be clear, this action is not okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Sure. And again, name and address for the record.
Brian Cooper, 1309 Lakeshore Drive, Massapequa Park.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you won't have to look at the clock as much for this one. I noticed that. Good evening, members of the board. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I do agree with what was said. I do understand everyone here does care about the children. I understand that's why we're here. And I understand it's a hard conversation sometimes we're having. I also heard about what happened. I'm also here to speak of that. I'm here tonight because I'm deeply concerned about the decision to allocate district funds towards fighting state law rather than supporting our students. This is the third time in recent history that we've taken resources that have been directed towards political battles, to fight against mask mandates, to fight against Native American imagery laws, and now against ensuring equal access for transgender students. Every dollar we spend on these litigations is money taken away from the classrooms, from the teachers, and from creating an environment where each student feels safe, valued, and supported. Instead of funding lawsuits, I urge the board to invest in methods that promote equality, belonging, and student well-being. Our children deserve a district that follows the law, leads with compassion, and uses resources to build bridges, not fight legal battles. I respectfully ask that you reconsider the allocation and instead choose a path of equality. Consider how you can use that money to find a way that works for everybody instead of taking a single student, a group of students, and setting them up and to a point where they just feel a lack of value. With that, I yield. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Sure. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Dr. Joe Prizanzano. I'm a proud father of 5, 1 college, 4 students in the Massapequa schools. I also am a coach, known as Coach Doc. I've coached 100 of our babies here up through baseball. And I'm also the co-principal of Jericho High School. It's good to see you, Mrs. Wachter. So on September 9th, the board passed a resolution restricting the use of our facilities only to those of their gender assigned at birth, not that of their gender identity. Now I understand you said you cannot provide immediate response, but that should be things about which you might have to research. A hallmark of civics education in all of our schools is to hold our leaders accountable and expect a reasonable dialogue to better understand why you make the decisions that you do. And so I open this up for the entire board. I had some questions, and I certainly hope that you would answer them. This is a decision and a resolution that you made, you passed, so you certainly should have some feelings and some data behind why you did so. So my first question is, that this change was implemented right after school began, after routines had begun to be established. So can you tell me, certainly not looking to violate anyone's privacy, but in general terms, what were the precipitating events that necessitated this change at the start of the school year?
We're not going to, this is public comment. You can speak to us, ask, or make any comment you want, but we're not going to have an open dialogue here.
So when will I get answers then to my question? Because as an elected official, there's a certain responsibility, again, that I guarantee you when you walk into your government classes, you will see. So when could I expect answers? Because I'll list my questions, that's fine. I'll even send them to the board, no issues. And perhaps you could then respond to me. Does that seem fair?
You can send them and you can make a comment tonight. You have 3
Fair
minutes.
enough.
How much time?
So my first question, if I would ask of the
50
board, is
seconds.
what were the precipitating
There's
events that
50 seconds
necessitated
left.
this change?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's okay, I'll come back. It's fine. So then on 9/18, you had a special meeting to compel the superintendent to comply with your resolution. And I guess I'd like to know why. I understand you won't answer. My next question is what research did you do on the impact for all children that this resolution would have? Did you look at the impact of students who are not transgender and non-binary? Did you look for students who were? Because I've done the research and I'll be happy to share that with the board. My next question for you is, did you consult with any students? Did you ask them how this might actually impact them? How it will impact their ability to learn, to function in a school environment that no longer seems accepting? Did you talk to your GSA club, funded by the school board, the Gay Straight Alliance? Did you ask them?
Sir, the 3 minutes is up. Thank you.
I'll be back.
All right. Look forward to it.
Might I ask a point of clarification? If someone else were also to have signed up and would like to yield their time to me, would I be allowed to continue?
I think everyone has to have an opportunity to speak first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you've ever had a policy of adjourning that, so I would say no.
Does anyone else
Can we do that?
comment?
It's not part of the board policy. The board's never done that previously,
So it's not against
But it's also
the
not
policy.
against policy, so.
That's not how this public forum has ever operated, to my knowledge. That's all I can say.
Okay, then I would like to speak. My name is Carol Olson, Beach Road, Massapequa. I've lived here for 28 years. I do not have any students in the school district. Any schools, I, not happily, but pay my taxes, which are quite a bit of money, and I have no problem with that. I've been over 40 years in education, competed against Massapequa in sports. Programs I love to support, that's my responsibility, I enjoy it.
This is the first time I've come out and spoke up because it's ridiculous. And you're so concerned about 3-minute time limits where we could all speak and just stand up and talk gibberish if you want for 3 minutes just to keep you here, instead of respecting someone who has some education behind it. The Board of Education's job is not to use their personal views and opinions when you know you haven't done the research, you know you didn't explore. I know a lot of kids in Massapequa who are very supportive. It's not the Massapequa I moved in 28 years ago where they put a hole in the bottom of a black person's boat and sunk it in the canal. Or they wouldn't sell homes to gay or people who did it. All right, it's changed, and it's changed in society. It's based on science, and you know, a lot of people don't understand, well, that's their choice. It's not a choice. And if you think it's a choice, you're uneducated. And I'd like to see what your qualifications are to make those kind of decisions. I encourage you to do thorough research, to speak to experts in the field, and keep in mind that it's not just one individual. There are many, many individuals. And there are many schools on Long Island. I work in a neighboring district which this has never been an issue. And we've even had kids transfer from Massapequa to that district because their social health was more important than their academic health. All right, I'm only saying that, I'm not saying anything academics. The academics here are superior, they're fantastic. So I encourage you to rethink what you decided, because we're not going away. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I would like to reiterate that I don't like, I pay $20,000 a year in school taxes alone. And I don't like that money going to defend a chief or to defend frivolous lawsuits and to keep a child. It's hard enough to be different in this world. Anybody in education knows children strive to assimilate. They want to be like everybody else. They don't just choose to be different, to conform to another gender. It's like saying someone chooses to get diabetes because they don't eat right, or someone chooses to do this. This is based on science, and there are reasonable and extensive research that can explain it if you take the time to invest. This is not just one child you're talking about. You're talking about many. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. No? All right. Going once, going twice. All right. With that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Thank you. Have a good night.